TLDR here is that Michelle McNamara was crazy into this case. She did so much to help this case and bring it to light and get investigators into it. I really do think she played a part in the criminal being caught.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Steph, and yeah, that first little clip I showed you at the beginning of the video is from my initial reaction to finishing the book, because I finished it a little bit earlier today. It's gonna be about a week before you guys see this video, but I just finished this book, I'll Be Gone in the Dark by Michelle McNamara. One Woman's Obsessive, oh my god, I can't think of the whole title, but it is One Woman's Search for the Golden State Killer, as she dubbed him, Michelle McNamara dubbed him, who was also known as the East Area Rapist, and known by several other names, the Original Night Stalker, several names. He was a very prolific serial killer in my home state of California, around Sacramento, the Bay Area. It was crazy. It was nuts. In the 70s and 80s, mostly the 70s. It was in the 70s, this guy, he wreaked terror and havoc. Now, I don't really want to call this a book review, because I feel like it's hard to review books about true events. I feel like this book just really brings on more of a discussion than anything. So, I want to discuss this book and its writing style and the author, Michelle McNamara. Now, I checked this book out from the library a few months ago on a very well-documented day, and that is the day that the Golden State Killer was actually apprehended and arrested. Now, it's really crazy because this book about the Golden State Killer, Michelle McNamara's book, it came out just a few months at the very beginning of the year, just a few months before this guy was officially caught. And unfortunately, the author, Michelle McNamara, did pass away before the book was released and before he was captured. So she never knew, but in a way, I feel like she does. And there's a note at the very end, a letter Michelle wrote to the killer. And just the way that he was caught, the way she wrote that he would be caught, oh, just, it gives you chills. And you just know, it's like she knew somehow. Oh my goodness, it's just really good. Let's start talking about the book. So Michelle's writing style is something I'm going to talk about a lot, and I'm going to praise a lot, because Michelle's writing style was absolutely incredible. It was so engaging. It kept you into this story. A lot of true crime books I read, they do get kind of bland. They don't really add anything to the story. They just give you the straight facts. And sometimes it can be hard to keep focus on something that just gives straight facts, doesn't really tell you anything about the people or anything else. It's just like, so this is this, this is this, this is this. With Michelle's writing style, she'll give you the facts, yes, but she'll also delve into her personal life and how much this case and working around trying to find out who this killer is has delved into her personal life and how it's affected her personal life and how she maneuvers around it as she tries to move on with her efforts of trying to find and apprehend this man and help investigators apprehend this man and solve this cold case, as well as living on with her family and being a mother, being a wife. It's just really, it gets your attention. It really keeps you reading. It was it was a good read. For those of you who may or may not know, Michelle McNamara was married to Patton Oswalt, a stand-up comedian. He's been in a bunch of movies. He does the narrator for the Goldbergs. I don't know if any of this ringing a bell, just know Patton Oswalt was her husband. And he also did an afterword in the story, and he's mentioned a bit. Like, it's not about him or anything, but just in case to, like, kind of bring some stuff to it. So, when looking at some of the things, because as a comedian and as, like, an actor in Hollywood, you go to some red carpet events. It's funny because well, not really funny, but, you know, she would go to these events with Patton and she would sneak off to make phone calls about this case and details that would come to her, or she would get through email. She would sneak off to do them. It was kind of funny to read how she would see her husband looking for her. She's over here on the phone trying to get like a little lead real quick, and things like that just kind of bring into the personal life, and that she could be having a normal day or normal enough for someone who is married to someone who's pretty big in Hollywood, and how so much of it can still focus in on this case and this murderer and this serial killer and her hunt to find him and help apprehend him. Her writing is just so engaging. There are parts of this book, as I mentioned before, that were written after she passed away. And it really sucks because you can tell which parts were written by Michelle, like fully by Michelle. And then there are parts that were taken from her notes and someone pieced together things and added a little bit of context. You can really tell the difference there. There's just a different feeling. Michelle's words really invoke emotion within you and invoke this interest and curiosity. And then when you move on to someone who's just used her notes, you can feel the difference in the words. I don't know if that makes sense, but you really could feel the difference. It was slightly less engaging than the parts that Michelle fully wrote. She had a way with words that it felt so unique from other true crime novels that I've read. And the passion that she put into her search for this killer, I think she was an incredibly gifted true crime writer. And really reading this book, it makes me want to seek out. I know she had a true crime blog, excuse me. I really want to read more on that. I would love to see she's published articles in newspapers. I believe in the book it said that she's done interviews with local news. I would love to look those up and just see more of like her involvement with this case and trying to bring certain things to light. It was an incredible book. Yes, it's all facts, and if you're not into non-fiction books and you're not too into learning about serial killers and mindsets and how people go about with trying to solve these crimes, whether it be in the moment or later cold case people, whether it be investigators or people who are very interested in the case, like true crime, and they go out on their own and kind of go through internet memes and things like that. If you're not interested in any of that stuff, it may not be the book for you, but my goodness, I really enjoyed it, and oh my god, I want to own a copy of this so bad. I checked it out from the library on the e-reader. But oh my goodness, it was just such a good book. I know I keep repeating that, but it was so good. Michelle's passion for this case and just this sheer will to solve it and figure out who committed these heinous crimes. You could see that in her writing, you could feel that in her writing. And then when we are at the point towards the end, right before the afterword, we're reading a section written by some of her colleagues who a week after she died, they got access to her hard drive with all her case information, all this information that she had, and they kind of used that to put together the last chapter of the book. And they talked about how incredible it was that because the Golden State Killer struck across multiple county lines and multiple jurisdictions, but Michelle had such passion for this case and just a drive to get it done and solved that she became really friendly with people from all jurisdictions. She somehow got them to really work with her, everyone, just because of her passion for this case. And God, I would have loved to seen her reaction to this guy actually being caught. I wish she had been here. That would have been absolutely incredible. Such a long time coming. This book was just really good, especially, like I said, just a few months after this book was released, the Golden State Killer was caught. And the Golden State Killer, mind you, is a name dubbed to this East Area Rapist by Michelle McNamara, this original Night Stalker by Michelle McNamara. Some of the details she talks about, how the lengths she goes through to find out certain things, how she tracks down a name with just initials on a cufflink at one point. It's absolutely incredible. This woman was dedicated to this case, and it sucks that she was taken just so shortly before it came to a close. It's just really incredible read. If you guys are interested in true crime, if you're interested in California serial killers, serial rapists, and just their mindset and how the investigations of trying to catch them are conducted and how their cases go throughout the years and how different methods of solving cases, like with DNA technology, forensics, how that evolves, I so recommend this book. I cannot sing higher praises for this book. And yeah, that's all I've got for you guys today. I finished this book about 6 hours ago when I'm filming this. I finished at work. I recorded my initial thoughts on my Instagram story. It's saved in a little thing on my page. So if you want to see that, I'll leave a link to my Instagram down below. If you want to see that, it'll be the first story right there, the Golden State Killer. So GTK book, that's the story that you'll look on my page to find. But my goodness, this book was absolutely incredible. I'm so happy that my library loan finally came up. I want to buy a copy of this book. I want to own this book. I absolutely love this book. It was so well put together. There was so much passion. You could feel it in her words. It was just really good, and I should stop talking now because I'm just going to keep repeating myself. But like I said, I highly recommend this book if you're into anything. Even if you just want to, if you want to feel someone so dedicated to something, read this book. You're gonna feel something. She has a way with words, and she has such passion in her words. You can absolutely feel them as you read it. That's all I've got for you guys today. If you want to see some other videos from my channel, I'll leave them for you right over here. If you want to subscribe, my face will be right here, as well as the button down there. You can hit the bell icon to be notified when I post new videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And since October is coming up, there's going to be some more spooky ones, as well as some more serial killer summaries to link in with this kind of review, book talk, whatever we're going to call it. I hope you have a lovely day / night, and I'll see you later.